Advice for hiring a lawyer. Whether you're going through a divorce, writing a will or launching a business, there are many times in life when you may require the services of a lawyer. It could be that you just need some legal advice or for someone to actually represent you in court. Whatever your reasons, there are steps you can take to ensure that interactions with your lawyer go smoothly and you get the best service possible. Here's how. Do your research. Lawyers tend to specialize in certain areas of the law. Obviously, you're going to want to hire a lawyer who has experience in a field that's relevant to your situation. After all, you shouldn't have to rely on an attorney who's well-versed in divorce procedures but knows little about corporate law if you're trying to start a business. Try asking friends and family if they can recommend anyone with whom they've had a positive experience if they've been through a similar scenario to yourself. You can also check with your state and local bar associations, or groups who offer lawyer referral services. Remember, you don't have to settle for the first lawyer you meet. You should talk with multiple attorneys before making a decision, but beware of any fees they might charge for an initial meeting. In that first consultation, you need to be ready to describe your situation in a brief and concise manner, especially if you're being charged for their time. And ask the lawyer about their experience, fees, the likely outcome of your case, who will be working on your behalf, and when you can expect a resolution. Confirm your plan of action. Once you've decided on an attorney, confirm with them that you both understand how things are going to proceed. Make note of how often your lawyer plans to update you, what information you need to provide them with, all of the options available to you, and the total cost for their services. If at any point you don't understand what your attorney is doing, ask them for a clear explanation. You should be in full support of anything your lawyer does on your behalf, so make sure you have discussed all the different paths you can take in your case. Be open and honest with your attorney so that they can offer you the best help. You may want to keep a written record of any agreements you make. This is especially true when it comes to any fees or charges they demand. These could include costs for things like copying documents, courier services, court filing fees, or research services. The bottom line is to make sure you are notified and understand what exactly you are being charged for. Understand payment arrangements. Keep in mind that the most expensive lawyer is not necessarily the best lawyer. You should always consider their experience as well as their fees. There are certain ways in which you may be able to cut down on costs too, either by suggesting a junior or paralegal work on your case or by performing certain duties yourself, such as photocopying, etc. You should be aware of the following terms. Contingency fees. These are fees you can negotiate with your lawyer that depend on the outcome of your case and any money you may receive. For instance, if you are awarded $20,000 and have negotiated a contingency fee of 20%, you pay your lawyer $4,000, because that's 20% of $20,000. If you don't win any money, you don't owe your lawyer anything. That said, you still may be required to pay for additional charges such as court fees or hiring expert witnesses. Contingency fees are a potentially good option for people who have little money to pay for a lawyer's hourly rate. You can negotiate a percentage based on the amount you receive, or the circumstances of your case. For instance, it is likely that you will be able to negotiate a lower contingency fee if your case is likely to result in a quick settlement rather than going to court. Your state may have rules about maximum contingency fees, so be sure to check with your state's bar association. Flat fees. These are a fixed sum that an attorney may charge for a particular service, usually if it's something straightforward such as writing a will. Make sure you confirm exactly what the flat fee includes before agreeing to it. Hourly rates. These are self-explanatory, being the rates that a lawyer charges per hour of his or her service. Hourly rates vary depending on an attorney's field of expertise and experience. Fees can add up quickly, so ask for an estimate of how many hours of work are necessary to resolve your case. Retainer. Essentially, this is like a deposit which you pay up front, but it can be used by your lawyer as a down payment on fees and expenses. Make sure you review your account regularly if asked to pay a retainer, so that you know how your money is being spent. Public legal services. Depending on your financial situation, you might be eligible for free or low-cost legal assistance. It's worth checking your local directory for organizations or legal clinics associated with accredited law schools if you think this may be the case for you. Prepaid legal plans. These plans work in a similar way to insurance, in that you pay a monthly fee to be covered by an organization for certain legal services should you need them. Fees and the services covered vary with each state's law and the particular plan, so check any prepaid plans carefully. Be organized. It is important to keep copies of any original documents you give to your lawyer. You should also ask for copies of any other important documents that relate to your case. Review your bills carefully and ask about any charges you do not understand. Class actions. Class action lawsuits take place when a court deems that a group of people may have been wronged in some way. If you receive a notice asking whether you want to be part of the lawsuit, read it carefully. If you do not respond, then you become a member of the class by default. When you are part of the class, you are bound by the outcome and cannot bring your own separate case. However, if you opt out, then you are able to bring your own case, though you'll of course have to hire your own lawyer and you will not be entitled to share in any benefits that may be won in the class action lawsuit. How to complain. If you are unhappy with your lawyer's performance, you can fire them at any point in time, though some cases may require a judge's permission to do so. Consider any potential delays to your case and the costs of getting a new lawyer before making any final decisions though. Should you believe you've been treated unfairly, either your lawyer didn't represent you adequately, or charged you too much, try to work out a resolution with them directly first. If this is unsuccessful, consider filing a complaint with your state or local bar association. On the other hand, if you wish to praise the services of your lawyer, then be sure to do that too. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to iDispute and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss out on our regular information videos and updates. Thanks for watching.